What's good, gang? Welcome back to the Man Cave. Uh, yeah. I know that's crazy, just right. But anyways, man, welcome back to the Man Cave Podcast, man. It's your boy Primo, Big Preem, aka Mr. Man Cave, aka Mr. Mel, social worker. Episode 2, bro. Really one, because the first one was just like a little intro, but episode 2, man. You know what I'm saying? We on to the next topic, bro. Thank y'all for everybody that reposted me, that's been rocking with me, and that's been looking forward to the videos, man. I really do appreciate y'all, bro. But that's cool and all. Let's just go ahead and get into this conversation because it's starting to piss me off. And this is not the main topic. This is something. Haircuts prices are starting to get to be OD. Bro, like for real, bro. Haircut prices starting to get to be OD, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. 60 and up is crazy. 50 and up really crazy. 60 and up is crazy, bro. And hear me out, cause I already know people finna turn their lip up, suck their teeth, whatever. Bro, hear me out, bro. If Don't use myself as an example. I got a lot, bro. All you doing is lining me up, staying inside, lining up my beard. Why am I getting taxed for that? I'm in and out the chair now. I didn't ask for all that shampoo stuff, hot towel. You know what? You ain't gotta wash my hair. You ain't gotta do all that extra stuff. Nose. I didn't ask for all that. So why am I getting taxed? Like that's crazy to me, bro. Like, come on now. Now I get it. You know, inflation, prices. You know, people got to all the whole 9 yards. All the videos that I keep seeing. I get that, right? I truly do. But at the same time, let's call it for what it is, right? A lot of barbers are trying to get the most profit. Right? You trying to get the most profit, but y'all understand you a business owner, whatever. You trying to get the most profit. But in doing that, some of y'all prices don't match the quality of what you're giving your clients, bro. And I think that's a lot of the issue is that the quality is not matching the price, bro. Like if you charge your arm and a leg, bro, I should not have to worry about any mess ups, anything. Like it should be crisp. I shouldn't even have to look at the mirror when I get done, right? And then like, bro, like, yeah, I guess this might be it's everybody, it's all the barbers to be honest. If you're not in a major city or like state with major cities, I don't think you should be charging on the high end because at the end of the day, like all that's gonna do to me personally, I'm a consumer, so I can't really talk, but all it's gonna do really is just push your clientele. They gonna go find somebody with a better price that product or whatever service matches similar to yours. You feel what I'm saying? Or you gonna start getting people that just get haircuts once a month. Like you gonna get people that just get haircuts once a month, bro. And it's like, dang, like at this point, everybody just need to learn how to cut their own hair. Cause it's ridiculous, bro. Beard line be too low or off by the time the enhancements and all that other pencil shit gone, motherfuckers done pushed your side points too far and even and shit. Like that stuff you shouldn't have to worry about if you're gonna pay 60 and up and all this other stuff, 50 and up, all this other stuff. Like that might just be me, bro. I don't know, bro. I just feel like we gotta do better with that, bro. I don't know, but I don't know. Either way, moving on. Sorry, y'all. That's just something that's been on me, bro. Like $50, bro. For a cut, $60 for a cut, and it's like you can't even. And then it's the new people that's starting out with these ridiculous prices, bruh. Like it's OGs that's been cutting hair since we was little that's charging these prices. Why the fuck do you think you get to charge a motherfucker what? And you just starting? Come on, bro. And that's what's messing up the game. Not just the haircut game. In a lot of areas, that's what's messing up the game. People don't want to put the work in and build up to where they trying to go, or the people they trying to influence that they trying to get to. You rather just try to start like you already on their level, and then when you don't match the quality, now you got people like me that say, you should be charging this because it be the new people, bro. Like, bro, chill out. like you when you charge a little bit less, you got error, you got room for error to keep practicing. When you charge all that, oh, it's to a T, bro. So as a customer, you need to start to the T everything. Every time you hear into the mirror, bro. and make sure your shit is just how just how you want it, bro. Like what? Okay, I'm already checking. Anyway, let's move on. So I want to do a little segment during my podcast, right? This is in tribute to my uncle that passed in 2022. I'm gonna call this the Booster Award. So my uncle was a MC back in the day, right? Rapper. He had his own clothing brand. He had just entrepreneur in general, right? So his rap name was Boost, Boos, right? Called his clothing brand Booster. So if anybody know what a booster is, you'll kind of get where I'm going with this. But he has a clothing brand. He had a clothing brand, and he called it Booster. So Boost stands for buying our own styles, right? Not necessarily, not necessarily like buying necessarily like from the big corporations, but we talking about small businesses, our own people buying our own styles, buying from our own people, right? So I want this award segment right here to be me giving a shout out and giving, praise, congratulations, giving these small businesses their flowers. So throughout these episodes you'll hear me give out Booster Award. And it's pretty much just me shouting out small local businesses that we can shop with, we can, help grow and just, be a community, right? So my first Booster Award goes to no other than my boy Tay, the Glow Man. You feel me, my boy Tay, the Glow Man? Shout with my boy, man. One of nine apparel. You feel me? Matter of fact, Tay, I'm finna hit you up myself, my boy, cause I can't be here sit here advertise it, and I don't gotta please myself. So we gonna lock in, cause I need some new merch for the man cave anyway. So we can talk, right? We can talk, whatever. You feel me? But go shop with my boy. I'm gonna tag him. I'm gonna have his stuff right here. I'm gonna put it in the video. You'll see product speaks for itself. One of nine apparel. Go get that. You feel me? All right. Let's talk about it, man. Look, men don't match energy, right? And what does that mean, Big Brain? Men don't match energy. That's why we getting called sassy and all this other stuff now because we're too busy trying to match energy. And that's surface level, right? So do you know what that actually means? That means lack of communication and lack of understanding, lack of being able to control a room and environment, right? And I know y'all been hearing me talk about the Cam and Natalie Nunn interview, but I'm gonna use another situation where when they were in the interview, it was several times in that interview where she kind of like mimicked Cam or like she'll say something, slick or whatever, and then I make like a little small voice mimicking what she said or what she did, right? And in the process of that, you're fueling the immaturity and the low functioning stuff that she's doing on your platform, right? And this now allows her to keep going and keep doing what she's doing because now it's a tit for tat war instead of you setting a standard and some boundaries, right? So let's think about it on this end. Let's say if he would have just not kiki not laughed at none of that, straight face, kept trying to go on with the interview in a professional way or whatever, that interview would have went totally different, and she probably would have been uncomfortable and probably would have left earlier than she did, right? You don't see nobody on Club Shay Shay doing that. You don't see nobody with Gilly and Wallow $1 million worth of game. You don't see them doing that on these platforms. But people are gonna do that on that platform because you're gonna match that energy because you want the tea, because you want this and that. Honestly, me personally, I wouldn't even have interviewed Shorty because that's just not especially if your intent for the video was to devalue a baddie or kind of like shine light on like, oh well, who I don't care, bro. Like if that's not my type of female or who I want to attract, I could care less. Like I wouldn't have interviewed Shorty. But back to the topic at hand, men don't match energy. We need to set the energy, right? And when I say set the energy, it's not always authoritative or whatever. No, like compassion is setting the energy. Understanding is setting the energy. Sometimes, especially when we're in relationships, right? Especially when we're not being heard. This is a key part that I want y'all to understand. Cause I get it, and I don't want to ever sound OD judgmental or just like all the way out the loop, like I'm trying to pander or whatever. No, I get it. Like It comes from times where we're not being heard, and the women that we're in relation with, they can't pick up what we're saying, or they can't look beyond their actions or what they're doing that makes us feel a certain way, right? But a lot of us don't communicate effectively. Not yelling, not screaming at you, whatever. I'm talking about communicate effectively, but have a conversation on why this is why this is hurting my feelings. Just keep it real, right? Why this is hurting my feelings, why I'm acting like this, and what are you doing to contribute to it? We not coming to our women and we're having conversations like that because we don't know how to. A lot of us don't have it searched deep in us to realize the underlying issues that cause this type of trauma or whatever that's going on, right? So in the same breath, when you can effectively communicate that, what we start doing, it starts inner first. We start detaching inner, or we start breaking up inner. She don't understand me, she whatever, bro. Nobody want to hear me. I'm on my own. Let nobody talk to me. I don't got nobody to snap, bro. You better than that. That's where self worth comes in. Because when you have self worth, you'll stand up for yourself and tell these people or tell the woman you're like, yo, you ain't going for that. You're not doing that. You're not doing that, bro. But a lot of times, what we want to do, we want to mimic stuff, and then when it gets real deep, then that's when we start doing tit for tat stuff. Especially like married people or just people that live together. Oh, uh, she done asked me to do X, Y, Z so many times, but when I ask her to do this, she can't do that, bro. We're not gonna get anywhere with that. And guess who do that? Sorry, ladies. Sorry, ladies. But our females do that. The females have to, since we're masculine and we're providers and we this and that, when our actions don't match the verbiage and the word and the language we're using, they try to do stuff to act out what we're not doing. And when we see them struggle or whatever, that's when we're supposed to realize, oh, I'm not being a man. I need to whatever because she's struggling. She's a woman. Our end is you getting on my nerves. You irking. You don't want to hear me. You don't want to whatever. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ignore your feelings. You feel me? I'm gonna play tit for tat. I'm gonna disassociate. I show up in so many ways that the only way I can hurt you is by taking myself out of the equation. Hopefully you'll notice. That's not getting us anywhere, bruh. Especially somebody that you want to be with. That's not getting us anywhere. Stop matching energy. Set the tone. Set the energy. When your lady get to fussing and get to doing all that stuff, you have to discern what's not being said, right? Out loud, right? You gotta see my body. This comes from actually knowing who you're dealing with too. So that's why all this casual stuff that we're doing, we gotta stop doing that, bro. Because a lot of times we run into these conversations because we run into this conflict, sorry, because in the casual encounters that we're having, we could care less for real. But in the day, you still gotta play a role. Just imagine overexerting yourself and your emotions just playing a role with a female. That's dumb, bro. That's dumb, gang. Like that's dumb. That don't make sense, right? So sorry, if y'all see me looking down because I took notes. I don't want to just I don't wanna just keep right. But a lot of the times when we match energy, this is fueling the behavior, right? But I don't want to sit here and just continue to try to harp on the female aspect of it. I want us to understand what this does to us internally, right? Freedom is in your voice. Freedom is in what you say, right? You have to release that stuff you go through. I'm not gonna lie, we're not gonna always be high functioning beings and people. We're not. We're going to be the low functioning ones sometimes. But when whatever circumstance is low functioning and I'm functioning higher, now when it's my turn, whoever is in that equation going to know how to treat me because I'm not scared of your insecurities. I'm not scared of your lows. I'm not scared of your traumas. I'm gonna go to hell and back with you. When we talking about a female, I'm gonna go to hell and back with you. But you know what that looks like? Sometimes you might say something that might hurt my feelings. You might do something that might hurt my feelings, right? Like I said, let's take it off the just the girlfriend boyfriend aspect. Let's talk about our parents too. This is what our parents, because this stems off a lot of us growing up in single parent households. And a lot of us as men grew up with our mama. You can't. A lot of the real men, some of y'all too, real men can't put your hands on no female. You're not gonna put your hands on your mama, like I said. Bro. Not gonna put your hands on your mama. So guess what we start to learn how to do? Having verbal and emotional wars. A lot of times we grow up not being heard because we got to be the man in the house. We got to do so much, and then we trying to fill a void of not having a man in our life, or seeing our mama not having a man in her life, right? And then when we get under these other females, are we getting relationships and we getting all this other stuff that goes on? The moment we start to feel that same, what I'm saying, that same behavior or same situations, bro, I'm a shut off or I'm gonna match your energy because that's what I've been taught to do. Match energy, or not even just match energy, or not have a voice, and my feelings are being suppressed. So now that I have somebody that I can buck back at, I don't know how to react because I haven't had a positive male in my life to teach me how to direct and control the room. So now, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play the tit for tat, the mental, emotional, overly, whatever game. Stop doing that with these women, bruh. Because you hurting yourself, bro. The stuff that's supposed to heal you, stuff supposed to make you grow, you're devaluing that because you want to keep taking on feminine traits and acting like a girl. Let's keep it 100, right? You want to act like a girl. You acting like a girly is not gonna make her understand from a man's perspective. Cause you acting like a female, bruh. Stop doing that. And I'm not gonna say stoop low. I'm gonna say match because it's no such thing as stooping down to her level, but I'm going to match where you're at. Stop doing that. We don't need to match where they're at. Pull you back up because it needs to be a standard. And that's one thing about men. We have to learn that there's nothing wrong with having a standard. That's what you need. Especially if you're going to lead a relationship, it has to be a standard. And I'm not talking about just always being authoritative. No, sometimes you're going to have to speak to her in a soft way. Baby, I know what you're going through. I understand. You can talk to me. We don't gotta do all that. Even when she get the fuss, hey, chill out. Stop talking like that. We're not gonna do that. If we can't have a simple conversation, you go chill for a little, chill for a little bit, then we can come back and talk about it later. But all that fuss and stuff like that, we ain't finna do that. You're not gonna yell in my face. I'm a grown ass man. I give you your respect, you give me my respect. You need to cool off for a little bit, cool off. Other than that, we ain't finna do that. We're not doing it. Straight up. Because then when it leads into fatherhood, oh my God, I would hate for your dad to stoop down, not stoop down, but match your energy. Because then what's gonna get done? Nothing. You don't have no vision because you stuck here in emotions. You have to see past emotions, man. It's okay for us to have feelings. It's okay for us to have our emotions, right? But it cannot stop there. It can't stop there, right? Men don't match energy. We set the tone. Remember that, man. We gotta stop. We gotta stop devaluing our understanding of life. These are it's only for a certain group of men. These are for the men that actually put in the work and that actually want to lead the right way. We have to stop matching it. That's how we become sassy. Stop doing that, bro. Your best example to other people is standing firm in who you are, your morals and your principles and your boundaries. But as soon as I go match your energy and try to give you a live demonstration of what you do and how you make me feel, now I'm stuck in my emotions, right? You have to be able to command the room. When you walk in the room, people should know. Not even, and then it's silent. Nobody gonna acknowledge it. Whatever people gonna when you firm in who you are, walk in with your chest poked out, and whatever you command the room. When you can stand in a woman's face, whenever type of conflict, disagreement, whatever, even agreements, and stand firm on who you are from an educated standpoint and a standpoint of love. Watch, bro. You can control rooms. You can lead in a positive way. You lead is not always yelling and it's not always arguing. Sometimes you just need to sit there and be quiet. Bro. Like you ever just, bro, a female yelling or y'all get the bickering, just, bro, just I'm listening. Come on, I'm let you talk. And then when it's time for you to respond as such. But all that, hey, we not doing that no more, bro. That's how we become sassy because we matching energy. Stop matching energy and be the higher energy, man. Come on, fellas. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me so far and been looking out for the videos. You know what I'm saying? I want to try to keep the videos a little short right now, short and sweet, nothing too much. But if y'all would like longer videos or y'all want me to go ahead and make that move to like YouTube or something like that, just let me know, bro. I want this to be a community based podcast. Y'all pouring to me, I pour into y'all, man. This is episode 2. Men don't match energy. We set the tone. All right. Love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. It's the Man Cave Podcast. See y'all next week.